So here's a story Shen probably didn't mention from her various excursions off the ship. The time she was captured by Advent. Yeah, that's right. Captured by Advent. This wasn't that long ago either. Just a few years back. The aliens knew the Avenger was out here somewhere, and they started getting real desperate to find it. They even assembled a special extraction team, almost like they were trying to mirror our tactics. The Advent squad was grabbing senior resistance targets for interrogation, and Shen had the misfortune of being one of the first. Or so we thought. Advent's Black Bag squad had taken Shen to a compound out in the middle of nowhere. I took charge of the rescue myself. If anything had happened to her, well, you can imagine. In hindsight, I was definitely worried. We really had no idea what they were planning to do with her.
My life is in your hands. I will reposition.
The power guides me.
I should be clear on this. Rescuing Shen was personal. She was our friend and part of the team. But from a strategic standpoint, rescuing Shen was a make-or-break operation for the future of the Resistance. Without her, the Avenger would never fly again, and we wouldn't have half the tech we have today.
I am on the move.
Between the growing number of resistance cells popping up around the world, and our local operations to rebuild the Avenger, the Elders must have been getting nervous. The new Advent team was decent in combat, but as we learned, that wasn't their primary focus, and they had been plenty busy. Security wasn't overly tight at the compound. Advent's new team was obviously hoping stealth and smaller numbers would keep their operations under wraps. We were just fortunate the few contacts we had made at that point managed to help us find Shen.
Moving as ordered.
We were all relieved to find Shen alive and ticking, and surprisingly enough, not much worse for wear. I'll tell you what, the aliens sure could have learned a thing or two about interrogation techniques from our old friend, Dr. Vahlen. Good luck finding her, though.
I go where I am needed.
I'll go quickly.
The Advent compound was a clandestine holding facility, and it was definitely built to house a lot more people than Shen alone. They had obviously been at this for a while now. We found evidence of other prisoners, but no one left alive besides our girl.
It's far, but I can reach it.
I can cover it.
Shen was held under some kind of psionic stasis for most of her time at the compound. But she was awake long enough to see a few of the other prisoners. She could tell by the condition they were in that they came from the slums outside of one of the city centers. If they were resistance cell leaders, we needed to find out.
Overwatch, my watch begins.
As you order, Commander.
A good decision.
I am at your service.
For the cause. My senses are keen.
Scanning. No one
I'll
will
keep a watchful eye. You have my trust. No more hiding out.
This is for you! Getting shot up!
The invaders move against me! They will try to shake my confidence! My strike surges forth!
My ammunition is almost gone. Give me a minute.
If they move,
Reapers are
it's
always
okay.
on the watch. Volk says I am to obey.
My eyes are
I
peeled.
am watching.
Our prey is near. I will go.
Come get
I
some.
see
I'll maintain
everything.
my watch.
Moving to
I won't
Overwatch.
let
No
them
one will
pass.
slip past.
Folk would be disappointed.
My resolve weakens.
We are known to them.
I'm gonna need support here!
Loading fresh ammo.
You ready for me?
I was born in the shadows.
I'll keep an
My
eye
turn
on
on
No
the
one
watch.
gets by me.
I am trusting you.
My
watch.
senses
Confirm.
are keen.
I go where you tell me.
I will open it for you.
Access granted.
Go forth. I'm bringing the VIP to
Was
safety.
wondering when you'd show up. Get me the hell out of here, Central.
Moving out.
Moving out!
I am on the move.
It's far, but I can reach it.
I'm watching.
Watching comes
I'll keep a
naturally.
watchful eye.
I'm on
I'll
it.
keep an
My
eye on
watch
it.
begins.
We had freed Shen, but we still had to get clear of the Advent facility.
This world is ours!
Moving as ordered. Soon our prey will fall.
I'm gone.
It wasn't the cleanest operation, but we got Shen home safe and not much worse for wear. If we were gonna chase the Advent extraction team across the continent in hopes of finding their other prisoners, we were going to need some better equipment. Shen was pretty out of it most of her time with Advent, but she swore up and down that she had heard something about the aliens moving people by train. With that in mind, we were able to narrow down the locations where Advent was actively moving trains near the city center slums. We didn't know who we might find down there, but it was up to us to defend anyone willing to stand with the Resistance. Who would have guessed it would end up being one of XCom's greatest heroes? Shen was right. Advent's extraction team had pulled a train right into the slums outside the city, and were using it as a prison on wheels. Whoever they were holding was obviously pretty important, so we figured it was probably best to get them on our side.
Activate haywire. Let's turn it against Didn't get it. Steer clear.
My flank is exposed!
My resolve weakens!
Incoming fire!
What temple? My face!
We had been establishing contact with resistance cells wherever we could. Shen was pretty out of it most of her time with Advent, but she swore up and down that she had heard something about the aliens moving people by train. With that in mind, we were able to narrow down the locations where Advent was actively moving trains near the city center slums. We didn't know who we might find down there, but it was up to us to defend anyone willing to stand with the Resistance. Who would have guessed it would end up being one of XCom's greatest heroes? Shen was right. Advent's extraction team had pulled a train right into the slums outside the city, and were using it as a prison on wheels. Whoever they were holding was obviously pretty important, so we figured it was probably best to get them on our side.
To victory.
Affirmative.
I am
Covering
on
Overwatch. We had been establishing contact with resistance cells wherever we could, but there were still plenty of groups out there operating on their own agendas. As we discovered that day, the local contingent called themselves Children of the Earth, and it was their esteemed leader, Jane Kelly, that Advent had set their sights on.
I'll see what I can do. This one.
We'll pay the price. They're targeting me!
At the time, I had never heard of Jane or her crew, but local rumors had talked them up to be the nastiest bunch of alien-killing maniacs west of the Mississippi. If what they said was true, I was more than happy to risk a rescue if it meant recruiting a few more heavy operators for XCom.
blast!
I go where you tell me. I'll keep an
I'll
eye
keep
on
an
it.
eye on it.
Despite running an active and eager resistance cell, Jane was known for her surprisingly quiet, calculating demeanor. While most of the resistance groups were guided by the charisma of their leaders, these Earthers followed Jane because of her skills, not her words.
Don't think it went through!
I am at your service.
Walker strike of power! They're well protected.
I see everything.
Once we set her loose, Jane was eager to jump back into the fight. I almost felt guilty about depriving her team of a gifted leader. But if XCom was going to spearhead the resistance, we needed the best people we could find leading the way.
I go where I am needed.
I shoot whatever moves, right?
Advent was risking a lot trying to bring our people in alive for interrogation. That's how I knew they were starting to worry about what we might do with the Avenger. Just think where we might be today if they'd gone ahead and executed everyone.
Double time!
My senses
I'm on
are
Overwatch.
keen.
It's easy to see it now, but I never would have guessed just how valuable Jane would eventually be to our future operations. Aside from the commander, she's way more famous than the rest of us. Hell, even the Chosen have heard of her these days.
rage.
My life is in your hands.
I'm reloading.
I'm going for it.
I'm
I
coming.
am watching.
I am trusting you. Moving out.
Let's see how their encryption holds up. Got it.
Come
My
get
watch
some.
begins.
I can hear them.
We managed to free Jane just in time for her to jump into the fight.
Volk says I am to obey.
I'm watching.
I won't let
I
them
will
pass.
sense any disturbance.
Nice! The wind must have picked up.
Eyes peeled.
I can't keep this up! Just off the mark.
I could use some practice.
Back online. I'll keep an eye on it.
I'll maintain my watch.
Loading fresh ammo. I strike from the darkness. I am on the move. Moving over.
Maintaining
get
this
some.
area.
This is harder than it looks.
As you order, Commander.
I'm on it.
My watch begins.
Always
Keep it under
wondered what
watch.
this was like. Missed the target.
Moving as ordered. understand.
Getting out of here. Jane was safe and secure, the latest XCom recruit, ready to serve. When all was said and done, Jane made sure every soldier on that squad knew how much she appreciated their efforts to save someone they had never even met. We were always on the lookout for... Within a few weeks of scooping up Jane from the slums, we got word from one of her scouts that the aliens were moving something across the territories. Something big. We couldn't always count on these reports to be accurate. But from the description, it sure sounded like a weapon to me. If it was really as big as Jane's guy claimed, it didn't matter where they were hauling it off to. We couldn't risk it. If we were going to leave the Resistance, then we had to start acting like it. That meant taking the fight to them. Once we hit the ground, it was obvious we had made the right choice in coming after this thing. It was some kind of artillery piece, bigger than anything we had ever seen in Advent's arsenal. The aliens weren't expecting an attack, but the area was still crawling with Advent regulars providing security.
Guide my hand.
Got it covered.
Keep an eye on
Sending a
it.
rat. Covering now.
I considered the possibility that we might be walking into an elaborate trap, but Advent had provided a prime target whether it was a setup or not. Letting it go wasn't an option at this point.
Rolling. Better close your eyes. They're onto us. Ugly over here!
The target is marked. If we had had time to plan out something a little more subtle, Shen probably could have rigged the cannon's power source to overload once they eventually tried to use it. In this case, we always had our faithful X4 to fall back on.
They're overheld for now.
Got a piece of the armor.
I'll get him next time.
The elders pursue me!
Watch the
They're
side!
shifting their
They're
attack.
gone!
With Jane on board, I probably could have handed off command of the squad to her. But back then, I'll admit I was eager for action. The aliens had taken so much from us. There was something satisfying about returning the favor to them directly.
Hostile target down.
Moving as ordered.
I have sight beyond vision.
A patrol is upwind.
I'm getting good at this.
You cannot run.
We had to figure this cannon of theirs was meant to be pointed at us. I mean, there just wasn't anyone else out there worth hitting with a gun that big. The Avenger was the biggest threat on Advent's radar, and they had built a weapon worthy of shooting us out of the sky.
Soon our prey will fall.
On the move.
My eyes are peeled.
I'm on over. Got it covered. even close.
You will never hide from me. We are known to them.
Getting a little toasty here!
If the Avenger had been flight-worthy at the time, I might have suggested we try to steal Advent's new toy rather than destroy it. Would have made for... Within a few weeks of scooping up Jane from the slums, we got word from one of her scouts that the aliens were moving something across the territories. Something big. We couldn't always count on these reports to be accurate.
As you order, Commander.
No clumsy patrol is moving.
Heading out.
I comply.
Watching
Coming now.
I considered the possibility that we might be walking into an elaborate trap, but Advent had provided a prime target whether it was a setup or not. Letting it go wasn't an option at this point.
I have sight beyond vision.
If we had had time to plan out something a little more subtle, Shen probably could have rigged the cannon's power source to overload once they eventually tried to use it. In this case, we always had our faithful X4 to fall back on.
I'm on it. My watch.
Got eyes on the prize.
With Jane on board, I probably could have handed off command of the squad to her. But back then, I'll admit I was eager for action. The aliens had taken so much from us. There was something satisfying about returning the favor to them directly.
Agreed.
I'm on the move.
Got it covered.
I am on
Scanning the area.
we had to figure this cannon of theirs was meant to be pointed at us. I mean, there just wasn't anyone else out there worth hitting with a gun that big. The Avenger was the biggest threat on Advent's radar, and they had built a weapon worthy of shooting us out of the sky.
Affirmative, covering
Turn on
Scanning.
watch.
If the Avenger had been flight-worthy at the time, I might have suggested we try to steal Advent's new toy rather than destroy it. Would have made for a hell of a deck gun. Still, it's hard to describe how pretty it was when we finally lit that thing up.
Target eliminated. They're onto us.
Hardly did anything.
It only damaged the armor.
I go where you tell me. Reapers are always vigilant.
Little did we know that we would end up seeing another version of their cannon again in the future. And they almost got us with it too. But that's another story altogether.
Good to go.
Ready for action.
I'm ready. I'll try not to break this one. We can take that. It's too well shielded.
I'm covering.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Keep a
Overwatch.
watchful eye. I need to get away from this fire. The invaders move against me. I have to focus.
Moving to position. X-ray neutralized.
Come get some.
I'm on Overwatch.
I go where I am needed.
Awaiting instructions. I think we scared him. Getting a little toasty here!
Now we wait.
I'm on it.
Starting to get cooked!
I will improve at any cost.
Come get some. Heading out. Ready to engage.
You ready for me?
I am on the move.
I am reloading.
Soon, I will return to the void.
Volk says I am to obey. They found us.
The target is marked.
I will tear you apart!
Target neutralized.
Give me a minute.
Ready to fight. I'm on it.
My natural habitat. I'll stay here. If they move,
Hey, watch.
it's
Got it
ours.
covered.
Moving out.
Play nice, Rover. On your order.
Overwatch confirmed.
Maintaining this
Affirmative. Covering
area.
now. On the move. Hostile target down.
Moving as ordered.
I'm watching.
I am
I'll keep
watching.
an eye on it.
I am trusting you.
You cannot run.
They have a patrol moving here.
The power source they're using to charge that gun is different than anything I've ever seen. We could be looking at the very latest and greatest in Advent tech. It's almost a shame to blow it up.
You can never escape my sight.
Signal terminated.
I'll watch closely.
I'm on it.
Not even close.
I will reposition.
They are known to them.
Eyes peeled.
Suffer my rage.
We had cleared the area. All we had to do now was plant the bomb.
Covering ground.
We planted the bomb on Advent's cannon. Now we just needed to get clear before the fireworks.
I'm all over it.
Let's do this!
them past.
I'll keep it under watch.
No need to ask twice.
Running! I must move quickly.
The power guides me.
Keep up, Rover.
I'm out of here.
Boom! It was quite a show. I really can't describe it. It was a hard fight. Maybe harder than we were hoping for. But at the end of the day, Advent had one less toy to play around with. That explosion took out most of what Advent brought with them. But Shen still managed to salvage a few components to improve our gear. It wasn't until later we found out who it was Advent had captured trying to blow up their cannon. Peter Osei and his wrecking crew were one of the only groups willing to venture into the city centers, and he made quite a reputation for himself taking down high-value Advent targets. As you might imagine, that also put him on a short list of resistance targets that the aliens were falling all over themselves to capture or kill. In Osei's case, he was finally rounded up during the convoy raid, and now he found himself imprisoned in the heart of the city. Even people not willing to associate with the Resistance had heard of Osei in those days, especially in the cities. It would have been a huge blow to morale if we had let Advent execute him. Not that that was our only motivation.
Moving out. I go where you tell me.
A good decision.
You seeing these guys? Move, move, move.
You can never escape my sight.
Osei was a man after my own heart. A gung-ho leader who was willing to put his own ass on the line to stop Advent, when and wherever he could. He may not have been a strategic mastermind, but he certainly had a knack for finding interesting targets to drive the aliens crazy.
Running.
I see the path.
I am at your service.
With his failed sabotage attempt on the Advent cannon, Osei and most of his team wound up in the nearest city center jail. Unfortunately for the others, by the time we got in there, he was the only one they were still keeping alive.
Moving.
I can cover it.
Eyes on the prize.
For the most part, I had our people avoiding the city centers whenever possible. Security was through the roof, with Advent checkpoints and chip scanners on every major thoroughfare. In retrospect, this mission was the closest thing we had to a trial run for our eventual rescue of the commander.
On Overwatch. I see everything.
Eyes scanning.
Ready yourselves for the fight. Overhead for now.
Damn
Got a
it!
piece of the
Went
armor.
off the armor. I'm busted.
The other problem with moving inside the city centers was the propaganda. Advent had taken to aggressively posting resistance mugshots, surveillance footage, renderings, anything they could find to put our faces up in lights. It was exactly the kind of attention we didn't need.
My strike surges forth.
I will reposition.
was no secret that Osei loved the attention Advent had been giving him. If I was trying to avoid attention, he was more than happy to be soaking it up. He wasn't all that chipper when we found him in that Advent jail, that's for sure.
My life is in your hands.
For the Templars!
Heading out.
XCom needed a guy like Osei. We had more than enough grim faces and serious attitudes as it was. Losing him on Gatecrasher was a tough blow, even with all the good cheer surrounding the commander's return.
I'm on it.
My eyes are peeled.
I won't let them past.
I'm covering. Scanning. Hostiles got me flanked!
A walker strike of power!
On your order.
Let's rock!
Ready to fight. Reloaded.
I go where I am needed.
You cannot run.
Cover me! I'm reloading! Getting shot up!
Top of my rage!
Target eliminated. I shoot whatever moves, right?
No time to spare.
Moving to position.
I'm watching.
I'll keep an eye on it.
My
Come
watch
on.
begins. Forgive me.
Adjusting aim.
Get it together.
Not good.
I will go.
Found us.
On the move. love to get my hands on that armor.
Soldier down!
My training fails me.
Go back to your masters!
I need to work on my aim. I'm on it. Target neutralized.
Maybe a flesh wound. Working my way up. Running dry on ammo.
That's my specialty. We're through. Moving to position. On Overwatch.
Maintain my watch.
I need to reload.
No one will cross.
Back online. Back in.
Jose was all smiles once he laid eyes on us.
You ready for me? My
Affirmative,
senses
covering
are
now.
keen.
I was born in the shadows.
On the move.
Getting too old for this.
Moving to Overwatch.
I hear aliens. I am on the move. You will never hide from me.
On your order.
Scanning.
I am on watch.
Maintaining
got
this
it covered.
area.
Heading out.
Come get some.
No one will
I
kill
always
us.
wondered what this was like.
Moving to position. Flashbang!
The time for hiding is over.
We got Jose out of there as quick as we could, despite his enthusiasm for a fight.
Light him up, Grover.
Nature strike.
We are known to them. I've had my fill.
Feel the power of the Templars.
I could use some practice.
Cover the flanks!
Dust off.
I'm on it.
I'm on my way out.
We all knew the risks going into the city, and it was as tough as we expected it would be. Still, we got Osei, and that was a win. We had been grabbing Advent gear whenever possible. It gave Shen a shot at reverse engineering their latest tech.